Welcome to the Ideal Home Show 2011. We've got 3 fantastic houses this year. We've got the open plan living house over here, sponsored by Dulux. We've got the Prince of Wales house, this is actually a new build, very ecological, sustainable home. There's going to be tours of the open plan living house by Linda Barker. So anyone that's really interested in seeing that, Linda's going to be over there, I hope now, to take you round. Anybody that wants to go around the Prince's house and have a look at that now, they're going to be taken around by Hank Dittmar, who's the chief executive of the Prince's Foundation. Anybody that wants to go around the Coronation Street house, sponsored by B&Q, I'll be doing this one. So we can have a drink in the Rovers, see the old house, and then see the new house as well. It's a really interesting show this year because we've lifted the bar even higher about sustainability and about what these buildings do. I mean, obviously with the new build Scandinavian house, very open plan, very sustainable. We've then got a kind of fairly traditional-ish new build house by the Prince, and then this one's very much an eco refit. So 3 very different stories, but very much about 21st century living and sustainability. Any question you want from me, Linda or Hank, we're here for the next few hours. Other than that, have a fantastic day. Thank you very much. Okay, the main story here is that we've obviously taken Coronation Street house as, if you like, the kind of PR side of what are familiar everyday Victorian houses. Because across Britain we've got 25 million existing homes, and I think most people think about sustainable homes being new builds, straw bale houses on grand designs, but actually we've got a much bigger issue about the ecological side of our existing housing stock. Most of the ones that I film in when I do the home show, it's kind of frightening when you walk around that they've got a boiler that might be 10, 15 years old, which is not only environmentally unsustainable, but it's also dangerous. They've got single glazed windows, they haven't insulated their lofts properly. So still, even the very, very simple stuff, people aren't doing. So what I wanted to do was do an eco refit, a very standard, everyday house that everybody's familiar with, and do a kind of like-for-like comparison, because these houses, in this condition, are unbelievably inefficient. Any boiler that's been in the house for 10 years or longer should be changed. And we've got this mad system in Britain, or we don't have any system in Britain, of monitoring the safety or maintenance of existing housing stock. So if you think about your car, you have to go and get an MOT every year, which checks out its carbon emissions and that it's roadworthy and that it's safe. We don't have any system for that with our homes in Britain. So I'm launching a campaign at the minute which is all about MOT your home and legislate. I'm trying to push government as much as possible so that we can get some form of system, even if it's every 3 years, every 4 years, every 5 years, for your home to be checked. Because boiler systems like this are a disaster. Seriously, all that money you spend on your gas bill, you're probably getting 20 or 30% energy output from that boiler system. If it's more than 10 to 15 years old. Boilers should be changed every 10 years. Not just from a health and safety point of view, but also from an energy efficiency point of view and a cost saving point of view. Because everyone's worried about their energy bills these days. Everybody is. What else? We've got radiators in here where we haven't got them in next door. We've got underfloor heating in. Underfloor heating can work at a lower temperature, so your boiler isn't pumping out energy at 23, 24, 25 degrees to heat those radiators. Obviously with radiators like here, it's kind of heating the fridge and the ironing board more than it is the rest of the room, so you get hot and cold spots in rooms. Underfloor heating, you get a more uniformly distributed heat, and the boiler works at 3 or 4 degrees less. So when you hear people talk about ecological design, saying, if you just turn your thermostat down by 1 or 2 degrees, it'll make a difference. Well, your underfloor heating system's doing that automatically for you every day. Obviously all the tiles that have been made in here as well aren't energy efficient anyway in terms of their production. So this is what most houses are like in Britain. As I say, when I've gone on the home show, most everyday, ordinary British homes are kind of like this, really. This is what we're used to. What we've done here is open the space up so it flows better between the front door and the back of the house. So internal reconfiguration of the existing space. We've added space by doing this extension on the back, which is quite easily affordable and accessible for most people. We've done a loft conversion up in the top as well. You can't get up there, unfortunately, for health and safety reasons for some reason. But that's added space upstairs. So we've maximised the existing potential of the space. Then what we've done on top of that is made every single product in here ecological and affordable at the same time. A lot of the products that you'll see in this place, on the face of it you might just go, well, it's a straightforward dining table, or it's a straightforward kitchen worktop. When you get under the skin of it, there's a really good ecological message in every single product. And this worktop, for example, is all made from recycled crushed glass. Slightly lighter coloured glass that you've got, and that comes from the tube trains, 4 tube trains that are scrapped. We've taken all the glass from that and crushed it up. And there's also, Westfield Shopping Centre, all the bars at Westfield give this company all of their glass bottles. So all those bottles of Becks and everything else that goes through, that all gets ground up as well, and cast it with the resin for the kitchen worktops. The kitchen units themselves on the face of it, you might just say, well, they're just ordinary standard kitchen units. They're all made from timber that's been reused from urban areas. You literally go around and source old timber pallets, everything that's been chopped in skips, take that material, grind it down, and reformat it into this unit, which is unbelievable. The tiles, these are all sustainable tiles as well, all made from ecological materials. All the lights are obviously LED fittings, rather than the fittings that we saw on the other side. So this is giving out kind of 90% of the energy going into this comes out this light rather than heat. So infinitely much better. The extension on the back is all double glazed. With double glazed windows in at the front as well. And what I'm trying to do with the house really is make people just understand that just the simplest things make the biggest difference. Because it doesn't give off any toxic fumes at all and it's completely natural. You don't need a flue, you don't need a chimney. So all that problem are to existing houses, and they go, well, how are you going to put a chimney flue in on an existing terrace? Because you can't run it up through your bedrooms and you can't take it out through the side wall. So this is ecological and gets over that problem at the same time. These tiles have a chemical called titanium dioxide on the surface of them. And allegedly, when exposed to any form of light, whether natural or artificial, that turns CO2 back into oxygen. So any CO2 that's in it, seriously, we've checked it and triple checked it.
It's the world launch.
Sorry?
World launch.
And this is the world launch of that product.
What's it called?
They're just called EFT1, which sounds really boring.
How much are they?
Ecofriendlytiles.co.uk. Haven't got
Prices are still being set. They've done a pre-launch.
So the tile's anti-pollution, antibacterial, it's self-cleaning, and 25 metres square is equivalent to one tree's conversion of CO2 to oxygen. So if you put in 25 square metres of those tiles, it's equivalent of one tree doing that conversion of carbon dioxide to oxygen, which I think is bonkers. Actually.
So is it like going into an oxygen tent?
It's actually, somebody's just sitting there, just breathe.
That's your children.
Exactly.
Who's this by? Looks like
Lumen.
Plumen, and it's all available in B&Q as well.
It's only £19.95.
Plumen.
It's the first designer energy-saving light bulb.